Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now, we have something we need to talk about. We've not really talked about our feelings about Alexander Zinchenko, the player, and the deal. And we finally have an opportunity to do that. I want you to get into the comment section below before we get into the debate on TalkSport around Alexander Zinchenko, good or bad signing for Arsenal. But I want you to get in the comment section and just give me what you feel about Alexander Zinchenko, the player, and the deal as well. I mean, you could love a player just like many of us love Ivan Toney, but then you don't love the deal. Then you do not agree with the deal, just like I do not agree with the deal. But so talk to me, Alexander Zinchenko. What are your feelings around this one? Are you excited? Is he a player that you feel takes Arsenal to the next level? Is he a signing you would rather Arsenal not do? Otherwise, actually, he was not our first priority in that position. So what are your thoughts and what are your feelings around Alexander Zinchenko? But the main focus of this video is to react to Adrian Durham and Darren Ambrose. TalkSport, they've been speaking around this deal, Arsenal signing Alexander Zinchenko. Both gentlemen having very, very valid points, but contrasting points of view. Adrian Durham feeling Arsenal should not sign Zinchenko. It's not a deal that takes them to the next level. And Darren Ambrose feeling it's a deal that takes Arsenal to the next level. That is where we are, and that is what we are talking about this evening. Is it a deal that Arsenal should do? Is it a deal that Arsenal should actually not waste money on? Let's get into it.
I'm kind of puzzled by it. Nothing against Zinchenko, because you've got to love him, but I just don't see how that helps Arsenal significantly get to where they want to be.
Yeah, I disagree. I think if this goes as well as they're hoping, as well as I think it probably could, this could be one of the signings of the summer. And I don't like to say that because
that's
obviously being a Spurs supporter,
30 million, the signing of the summer,
30 million for Zinchenko. I think, as you rightly said, Tierney has his issues with injury, so he's definite, more than adequate cover. But I think he'll be going into midfield, and I think it improves Arsenal's midfield. I think when you watched him for Ukraine, I think he plays midfield. He gives you that bite. He's clearly a leader as well. Clearly a good character. Mikel Arteta knows him from Manchester City, so they've got a good relationship. Gabriel Jesus already there, so they've kind of, City and Arsenal have now got that relationship where City are not bothered about Arsenal at the moment, so they're sending them players for half decent prices as well. 30 million, I think, is in today's climate is a good price for a player that I feel will go straight into Arsenal's first team.
That is the point. That is where we are, lads. Two gentlemen, TalkSport, talking about Alexander Zinchenko, and I really respect both points of view, and I respect what they think. Let's start off with Adrian Durham feels Arsenal should not sign Alexander Zinchenko because the deal actually doesn't make a lot of sense to him. It's not a deal for him that takes Arsenal to the next level. Now, you understand where he's coming from. First and foremost, Alexander Zinchenko was only Arsenal's plan B. This still doesn't happen if Lisandro Martinez doesn't sign for Man United. If Lisandro Martinez decides to sign for Arsenal, Alexander Zinchenko does not sign for Arsenal. I think that is where he's trying to come from. He's trying to say you're signing very, very many reserve players from Manchester City, and it doesn't make any sense. If you're trying to compete with them, then you do not get some of their worst, but you get you either sign some of their best, or you either sign you either sign players at the, from elsewhere, but challenging their quality, challenging players of their quality. And that is where I disagree with many people who have been miscalculative on this issue of Alexander Zinchenko. I think Alexander Zinchenko not playing for Manchester City, it doesn't make him a bad player. It doesn't make him an incompetent player. It doesn't make him an incompetent player. It doesn't do that. I mean, we've got to understand the reasons as to why he's not playing regularly for Manchester City. And for me, it is no shame that Joao Cancelo is starting ahead of you. There is no shame that in that central midfield role that he wants to play very, very much, Ike Gundogan and Bernardo Silva have been starting ahead of him day in, day out. There is no shame in that. If you look at the quality of look, I understand and I agree with Daham when it comes to the quality that Arsenal should be targeting. But I think Alexander Zinchenko, at only 25 years of age, he's not yet fallen off the cliff. He's not yet decided. His career has not yet decided that he will ever become a great player or not. We are trying. We are yet to see where it's gonna end. And when he says he doesn't take Arsenal to where we want to be, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Very, very, nice lad. Very good opinion. But I don't see that. I don't see how signing Alexander Zinchenko does not help Arsenal on the journey. Probably he's not going to be the player that takes us to the crown, but he's being part of the road and laying the foundation. For me, I think it's just brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant what Arsenal have done in that, in that regard. Now, Darren Ambrose, I don't want to support him and I don't want to be fully supportive, but he says Alexander Zinchenko for £30 million could be could be one of the signings of the summer, and he says is a player that is going to start right away and join that Arsenal, starting 11. Now, there's so many things to think about here. One, signing of the summer. That is exciting. That is absolutely exciting. And when he said it, I almost jumped out of my seat because in total disbelief, honestly, in total disbelief. But let's speak about it. Let's talk about it. Can Alexander Zinchenko be Arsenal's signing of the summer? Absolutely. Because, look, he's a player that is coming in to cover for two very greatly important positions. We understand that Xhaka has been playing in the position, and we compared Zinchenko to Xhaka, by statistic yesterday, and we saw it. Zinchenko is miles far away clear. He's miles clear of Granit Xhaka, and of course, that inconsistency in terms of fitness for Tierney is also something that Arsenal. That has been holding Arsenal back. You need someone to give you, that consistency, to give you that quality, but consistently. You need the dose consistently if you're going to get anywhere with the healing process. And I think Alexander Zinchenko brings that as well. So being the signing of the summer, obviously, that is going to depend on how Mikel Arteta decides to use him and how often we are going to use him. But what we understand is that it's all about game time. He wants to be in this Arsenal in this Arsenal team because he's been guaranteed game time. He's been guaranteed huge amounts of regular football, right? So regular football meaning he will be part of the midfield, and he will be part of that left back position as well. So for me, kind of signing of the summer. I mean, that's a huge call to say he's gonna be signing of the summer. Probably at Arsenal. He can be at Arsenal. If Gabriel Jesus fails to score 20 goals a campaign, and Alexander Zinchenko comes in, settles in very well, provides us with the quality we are looking for, I think he can be signing of the summer at Arsenal. I cannot disagree with that. And being a regular player, being a starter, getting into that Arsenal 11, I think there are two spots where he can. First and foremost, in my opinion, he gets ahead of Tierney, whether Tierney is fit or not. If Mikel decided that we'll go by merit, Alexander Zinchenko gets ahead of Tierney in pecking order. And also, he gets ahead of Xhaka. So regular time won't be a problem. And, signing of the summer, we'll try to see. We'll definitely try to see. But this is what Alexander Zinchenko brings at Arsenal. If you've not thought about it, let's talk about what he brings. And probably we will agree to disagree that it's either a marquee signing or just a trash signing. Number one, the leadership. Let's talk about it. we've already said last campaign that the Arsenal team lacks leadership. You lack that, you lack those players that have lived the experience, first and foremost, to get you through difficult times, to get you through difficult games, to get you through games that, feel stagnant and feel they've already been lost before they started, or you've already lost the game 10 minutes, 20 minutes inside it. Just like the Tottenham game. You need those characters around the pitch. You need those characters in the dressing room. And I think Alexander Zinchenko directly draws that power, that ability to lead from his leadership at Ukraine. I think he just draws that naturally, and also the experience. A player who has won more than 3 Premier League titles at Manchester City. That there is a lot of experience. That there is a lot. Is a lot to bring to the table. Very, very much. So if you think about leadership, if you think about experience. Something that the Arsenal team is lacking, from Ramsdale to the back line, to the midfield, to the forward line, then you understand the importance of Alexander Zinchenko. But also, think about it in this way. Alexander Zinchenko is a player trying to prove a point at Arsenal. He's going to come in and he will try to prove a point. He will try to show that I'm in this Arsenal side. I've come into this Arsenal side, and I want to prove a point. I want to show how good I am. I want to show off my qualities, and I want to become the fullest. I want to become the best version of myself. Now, players striving to do that are very, very different from players in their evening. He's a player in his prime who has not yet proven to the world how good he can be. And this is a chance for him to announce to the world, announce himself, tell them, hey guys, this is how good I can be, and this is the best version of me. Playing in a team that is gonna allow him be the senior, allow him be the leader, and he's gonna be taking decisions not only for himself but also for the whole team as well. So for me, to claim that he's not going to be taking Arsenal where we want to be, that is two-way. That is one, being very ambitious. If any Arsenal fans say that, I would love to hear what they would be thinking. Right? Don't talk to me about him not being the priority. We understand that, but again, Lisandro Martinez did not reject Arsenal. Lisandro Martinez was never going to join Arsenal on that price. Arsenal were never going to pay that huge for Lisandro Martinez. So, if you are against Alexander Zinchenko, talk to me. What is the reason? What is the mindset behind the disgust and behind the disapproval for Alexander Zinchenko? Is it the age, 26, 25? He's entering his prime. Played with one of the best managers, played with Mikel Arteta. There is a very good relationship. He's coming to a club that is, striving to prove a point, and is a player striving to prove a point. That is a lot of coincidence for you to convince me that everything is happening as a coincidence. So Arsenal do not profit from signing him. I think it's a lot of coincidence. It's a lot of coincidence. So talk to me in the comment section. I think it's a good signing. I think it's a superb signing. But look, I won't be very surprised if in the next 3-4 years Arsenal starts making marquee signings like Manchester Leeds, marquee signings like probably Joao Felix, those huge impact signings. And and when we start winning the huge trophies, the likes of Alexander Zinchenko at 28, at 29, I won't be very, very surprised. But do they add something? Do they add something significant? And do they bring a lot of quality on the existing structure? They do. And that is what we are looking for at the moment. Zinchenko does not bring the Premier League to Arsenal. He leads us to the path that leads us to the Premier League. That is what I think. But anyway, talk to me in the comment section. Wanted to get that out of the way. Tomorrow we'll talk about William Saliba and my opinion, where he should go, what he should do. Does he leave Arsenal? Does he stay? After Mikel Arteta telling him, there is no minutes for you as a privileged. See you soon.